Welcome back to the Pathway to Prayer. My name is Drew, and I'm just here to help you through these videos and through this guide to really dig into a book called Psalms that kind of gives us some words to just talk to God about real emotions, real questions, things we're frustrated about or afraid of, or things that we're excited about. And so if you want to pick up the PDF of this is on our website, or we can mail you a copy if you prefer, just let us know. But essentially, it's 7 sections looking at different Psalms where we get to see into the heart of real people talking to God about real things. And so today, we're going to explore a little bit of Psalm 102 and Psalm 103. Now, those are an interesting combination because Psalm 102 is someone really expressing how difficult life has become. And then Psalm 103 is kind of this interesting answer to it because it expresses so much thankfulness for who God is in the midst of all of that. And so I'm actually looking at page 15 under the Explore part of that section because question 6 really started to get after this for me. It says, if you could be certain that God was real, which verse in Psalm 103 would be the most comforting? Now, I don't know about you, I sometimes get a little bit annoyed by questions that ask what's your favorite or what's the best or what's the most comforting, because in one sense there's so many good pieces here. But as I thought about that, I realized I kept coming back to Psalm 103, verse 2. And it just says this, bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Forget not all his benefits. Now, if you stopped me in the middle of a day and asked me, hey, are there ways that God has blessed you in your life? Are there things that you are thankful for? Like, I would absolutely list things like, I love my wife. I love our kids. He's giving us a home to live in, food to eat. Some of those simple things that come right to mind. I love to do what I get to do on a daily basis, stuff like this with you. And yet it is so easy in times of anxiety, times of fear, to forget all his benefits. In fact, as we've been in the middle of this quarantine and coronavirus and all the news feeds and everything going on, I was talking to a friend of mine named Ken, because he's one of the guys that I'll spend some time studying the Bible with and just trying to make sense of, what does this mean for us? What do we do with it? And as he and I were talking, Ken is actually a retired doctor, but his wife is still in the medical field. So if anybody understands the dangers that there might be right now, it's them. And I just asked him, are you guys anxious? What do you worry about? Because she's potentially around that danger more every day. And his answer to me was, well, we found that it helps to just think of ways to be thankful, to just think of things that we're thankful for. And his answer was so clear and so simple. And I thought, wow, someday when I grow up, I want to be more like Ken. That it would just be the natural response like that. In fact, when I talked to him about it a couple weeks later, I just reminded him how encouraging that had been to me to think of things I'm thankful for in the middle of all of that. And he said that, he didn't think he was doing anything out of the ordinary. It just was the thing that always helps him to think about what has God actually blessed me with instead of focusing on the stuff that I'm scared about. And so that's been really encouraging to me. And it actually, as I thought about that question, it sort of made me back up to page 14, number 5, because it says, what do you think Psalm 103, 10 through 14 is saying about God's mercy? And this is actually part of what it says. And I realized in many ways, this is the thing that I'm most thankful for all the time, regardless of circumstances. Because it says, God has not dealt with us according to our sins, right? Those places that I don't live up to my own standard, let alone God's, nor has he punished us according to our iniquities. For as the heavens are high above the earth, so great is his mercy toward those who fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions from us. You see, mercy is that idea from God that I don't get what I deserve for the bad things I've done. That even though they deserve consequences, God offers mercy and forgiveness. And that probably is the thing that becomes most comforting, that I am most thankful for, that it helps me to focus on those kinds of things. So, whether you just watch these videos with us and share a few minutes here and there, or whether you're choosing to dig a little more into this pathway, maybe this week you can be encouraged by Ken, like I was, to just list some of the things that you might be thankful for, to even just think of a couple right now as you're watching this video. And we'll come back next time and dig deeper into Psalm 103.